Krishna, Guruvai Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaya Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tad Bhaktaya Namo. So, like it said, Hari Anant Hari Katha Ananta. Similarly, the glories of our Guru Maharaj, it's very difficult to frame it in words. But yeah, since I got this opportunity, I would just say a few words. So, my name is, initiated name is Vrajasevini Vrinda Devidasi. And the first time I saw Guru Maharaj was in ILBS hospital in Delhi. So that time I didn't know him. Just a few of our god brother and sisters, they said that Mataji, we are coming to Delhi. So could you just arrange for our prasadam and all? So that time we didn't know that much about Guru Maharaj. That was the first time I saw him there. He had come for his liver treatment. And the time I saw him, like I was having all goosebumps. I felt that he is the one who is my father. I mean, with whom from so many births and births I have a relation, and now I found him. And Guru Maharaj is so humble, he's so cute. I mean, he just looks like a baby. He's like, if anything you get for him, he's like a baby. Oh, where's that my devotee got for me? And I mean, unmindful of his own pain and own suffering, he just keeps on taking our karma and, delivering us just like Nityanand Prabhu. He's so merciful. Like, when I was going to be initiated, I mean, this is the same, 2 visits after this one, I was going to be initiated. But that time I didn't get initiation because it was my board exams. And I had not completed the first canto of Bhagavatam. A little bit was left. So Guru Maharaj said that since you are educated and you are a girl, you should complete it and then take. I got very sad that time that, okay, just one Bhagavatam, I'll complete it after my exams. I said, Guru Maharaj, I promise I'll complete. You just give me initiation. But whatever Guru Maharaj does, it's always for our benefit. That time, I'm such a fallen soul, I couldn't understand what's behind it. But actually, he had to initiate me in Vraj and make me a Vrajvasi. So then he said that don't cry, don't feel bad. Even if you tell, I'll give you online initiation. Because I was like, how will I come to Mayapur? Because it's difficult for me to travel. And he said, don't worry, I'll give you online, I'll give you on phone. I said, Guru Maharaj, how will that happen? He said, don't worry, that's my work, I'll do that. And then Radharani and Guru Maharaj arranged it in a way that I got initiation in Vrindavan. So that time I didn't get initiation, that was nothing bad for me. That was for something even better. So anything that happens with us, at that point of time we think that, oh, what happened to us? We did not deserve that. But Radharani and Guru Maharaj are so merciful that they always do it for something better, which we being material souls, material body, we don't understand. We can't see it with these eyes. But it's them who have, we say I have 100 plans, but their one plan works for us. And even now, I mean, we being devotees, we should understand and, very strictly follow all the regulative principles and do japa and everything. But we are so fallen that we keep making mistakes, but we don't understand that all our karma goes to our Guru Maharaj. Like, so mercifully, he's just taking it away all on him. But the suffering, when you live with him, when you are close to him, then you see how much he suffers. Still he keeps talking, he keeps smiling, keeps laughing. But, when they pull him through the plank, his eyes just go up, he cannot feel anything. He feels like, if it happens to us, I don't think we would even be able to speak a word or do even one round of japa. But our Guru Maharaj, even when he got his liver and kidney transplant, he was in ICU. So obviously he couldn't chant because he was in sedatives. The moment he came out of the ICU, maybe we won't do that. We would just think, oh, I've got this pain, that thing. But the first thing he started doing was japa. If you see in the morning he gets up, the first thing, he won't look at anything, he just take his counter and start chanting. Even, it was yesterday only, morning time, he just took his counter and started chanting. Now one of his servants, he just put the counter that, wait, I have to check this thing. And he was like, give me my counter, I'll do japa. He almost went crazy without the chanting. I mean, we can't remember Krishna for maybe 2 minutes, and he is a person, he can never forget Krishna. Just like the gopis, we feel that we strive that okay, 1 minute we think of Krishna, 1 minute we can cry for him. And he is like, Guru Maharaj is like a person, 1 minute he cannot forget him. So that's the, that's the mercy and that's the glory of Guru Maharaj. Still, there are, even in Kali Yuga, there are incarnations and expansions of the Lord whom we don't know. And our Guru Maharaj is truly an incarnation of Nityananda Prabhu. Like in Dwapar Yuga, nobody knew. Krishna was with them. But people hardly knew that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They considered him a normal cowherd boy. Oh, he's a Gwala, he's a Chaliya, that's what the gopis said. He's a Rancho, and what all words they used to call him with. But that was their love. But they hardly knew. It was the bliss that they felt with him, the love that they felt with him that gave them that, But nobody knew that he was the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And today, our Guru Maharaj is with us. He is actually Nityananda Prabhu, but it's we who do not know his, we cannot understand that Guru Maharaj is Nityananda. That's why some of us may consider him to be a normal person, but he is not a normal person. He is actually Nityananda Prabhu, and he is so merciful. Like Nityananda Prabhu delivered even Jagai Madhai. Same our Guru Maharaj. He does not think of himself. All our karma goes to him when he gives us initiation, when he gives us that mala. It's a new birth for us, and all our karmas goes to him. And even after that, we continue doing bad karmas. We do not realize that, okay, now it's a new birth. Now all our karmas will go to our Gurudev. He will suffer for it. It's not us. But you're unmindful of that. We just do anything. But we must understand that Guru Maharaj is being merciful on us. And we also have a duty, an obligation towards him. If not with love, but at least like duty, we should make sure that we chant the holy name properly. We don't do any offense towards the holy name or any Vaishnava. And follow the 4 regulative principles completely, like without any fail. Sometimes we think, okay, today I'll do something, tomorrow I'll chant 2 more rounds. But that's not like that. All the karma goes to our Guru Maharaj. So it's a humble request to all our God brothers and sisters in the world that please be very careful while following all this. Our Guru Maharaj really suffers a lot. When you see it closely, then you realize the pain. He'll give the class, he's laughing, he's saying Hari Bol, but that when he lifts his hand, the pain, it's felt by his body. We cannot see that. Every now and then he'll speak, he'll put his finger there. It pains when he speaks. So the suffering he goes through, we must do something for him. And if not just 16 rounds, at least 1 round more of japa every day, all of us must do for Guru Maharaj. He does so much for us. We can chant at least 1 more round for him every day. So yeah, his glories are endless. I am a fallen soul. I don't know what can I even say in his glorification, but I really pray to Guru Gauranga that I can, and Krishna, that I can serve my Gurudev, and we all can serve him, serve Prabhupada, and take Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission forward, so that each and every person in this world has Harinam on their mouth, and each and every person feels the ecstasy and can feel the presence of Lord in this world, and can serve our Guru Maharaj.
One question. How you met the devotees, the ISKCON devotees, and took the decision to take initiation by Guru Maharaj?
Okay, how we motivate them to take initiation by Guru Maharaj.
Yeah, and how you met the devotees, or you are born in devotees family?
My mother was always a devotee, so from when I was born, from that time only I used to have Krishna Prasadam, and but not a particular initiated ISKCON devotee, but normally she used to pray to Krishna, go to the temple, and we used to offer food prasadam to Krishna, and I would eat that only. When I was in her womb, she used to read Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, Ramayana, but I got completely devoted to ISKCON once it was Govardhan Puja. So for that I went to I'm from Delhi, so I went to Radhaparth Sarthi temple that day. And that day I was new, so it was a long queue of prasadam, and I thought, okay, it would take a lot of time because I had seva at home, so I was going from there. Then one senior Prabhuji of the temple, they stopped us. His mother is in bakery in ISKCON. So they gave us prasad. And then they told us about ISKCON, they preached. I used to go to ISKCON, but not, so deeply, I was not connected. And from that day I got connected to ISKCON, I kept going to Radha Parthasarthi. And then once I came here to Vrindavan, that was one day before Akshaya Tritiya. So that day I was in a normal suit and kurta, but in Vrindavan, if you want to do Chandan Seva, you have to wear a sari and proper gopi outfit. So one of our
Who made this?
One of our godbrothers, Divya Darshan Gauradas, he's a pujari and he makes sweets for the Lord every morning. In Mangala Aarti, our Lord eats those sweets only, so they get up with his sweets. And he dresses Lalita Vishakha, Radhasham, he's Radhasham Sundar Pujari. So he told us that Mataji, that if you want to do seva, you have to come in a proper outfit like sari. That time I felt bad that how does the outfit matter? It's just a normal kurta pajama and normal clothes. But then he explained us that what is the glory of the outfit and how does it affect our seva. It gives you the same bhav. If you're in a gopi outfit, the gopi bhav comes to you that okay, I'm gopi of Krishna and I'll serve him like a gopi. Even the outfit, everything affects our bhav, but it's a very minute detail, we don't understand that. Then he said, okay, today is the last day, so we come in the evening. So we came in the evening and I grinded Chandan. And after that he told us, kathas and stories of Vraja and of devotees. And my God, the bliss that it gave to us, whenever he used to speak, not one katha that we won't cry like crazy. He would never leave us without crying. And then he told us about Guru Maharaj. He told us one katha about Vraja gopis, in which Shyam Sundar gets fever and the gopis give their, their charan dhul, unmindful of, okay, I'll get hell or heaven or what. They said, we just want our Shyam Sundar to be fine. So that love, that craziness in the gopis for Shyam Sundar and for Vrindavan. And then that Prabhuji, he said, whatever happens, I will never go out of Vrindavan. His love for Vrindavan, it made us attached to Vrindavan so much. So that was how we got attached to Vrindavan. And then once you come to Vrindavan, even if you don't pray, sleeping in Vrindavan is like samadhi, and you don't do anything, you're not sincere or dedicated towards Vrindavan, but the dham, that shows its prabhav on you. So slowly and gradually we kept getting involved in the seva, and then that Prabhuji kept preaching us. So yeah, with the mercy of our godbrother and obviously our Gurudev Radharani, we got connected. And then one fine day, all the devotees, because we were in Vrindavan and they knew we are from Delhi, they said, Mataji, we are going to Delhi, like I told you before. And we said, okay, you please have prasad at our place. So we prepared all Bengali items for the first time, because most of our godbrother and sister are Bengalis. So for the first time I cooked, and yeah, that's when I started cooking. So yeah, then I went to the hospital with them, and that was the first time I met Guru Maharaj. And then nothing to say, it just, it's such a deep effect on us. He is the one. That's it. That's how we got to get initiated with him. That day I took Ashray, and then 2 years after that, initiation.
Could you tell us if you saw Guru Maharaj relating with some of his god brothers or god sisters, how you saw Guru Maharaj's behavior towards them?
Guru Maharaj's behavior towards, he is, oh my God, he is an ocean of mercy. He won't eat, he won't need any comfort, but he'll make sure that first his sons and daughters are in comfort. Every day he would pray first. We don't know, but every day he chants rounds for all of us. We might not do for him, but he chants rounds for all his children. He always prays, my father was not well when he came. So he prayed for him as well. I didn't know that he knows that. Yesterday I met him personally. So he said, he's so humble that I came here, I caused you discomfort, no? Your father got unwell. And I'm like, Guru Maharaj, you gave me discomfort. It is the biggest fortune, the biggest mercy of my life that you came here. And he's so caring. Every day he chants and prays for us. And he considers all of us like his own children. First thing, he would see that okay, I might be in discomfort if I go anywhere, but his servants, they should be in comfort. First they check, okay, Mahavir Prabhu got that, Madhav Khan Prabhu got that, all my servants got it. He might not get no problem, but first he'll take care of them. And anything he does with their permission. It's like if they don't want him to do something, he won't say anything. Okay, like a kid. So he's very loving. It's like completely an ocean of mercy.
Can you tell us how you see Guru Maharaj following Srila Prabhupada's instructions?
The main aim and the foremost goal of his life is following Srila Prabhupada's instructions. Maybe we are all hale and hearty, but we don't do anything like that. But Guru Maharaj's dedication and devotion towards Prabhupada is such that he has a whole list of things that Prabhupada has told him and he wants to complete. So he keeps tick marking it that okay, to this time I finished one thing, now I finished one thing, and now also he's making new temple in Mayapur. That is also a part of what Prabhupada told him. So once he said that unless and until I finish all the instructions given by Prabhupada, I won't even leave this world. Prabhupada has told him to make a set number of disciples, and he has surpassed that, much more than that he's made. And then the temple, the book distribution, preaching, all programs, even in such physical hardships, he's traveling here and there, unmindful of his own body, is all his dedication towards Prabhupada, towards Mahaprabhu. It's all his dedication to take this movement ahead. The day before, maybe in the class he gave in ISKCON Vrindavan, he said that it's my dream that each and every person in each and every house, they say Hari Bol and Hari name, it just keeps going in everyone's ears, and there's no person who does not chant the holy name. So it's all his dedication towards Prabhupada. He's so devoted, his dedication is just no words for that.
So if you have another memory, you can tell us. Otherwise, you can.
There are so many memories about Guru Maharaj. I mean, it's even difficult to frame in this one conversation. But what to say? I fall short of words for him. So many memories. He's just like a kid. Once I went to Radha Parthasarathi temple, so I had taken the dust of the hooves of the cows of Vrindavan. So I was much behind, and I told one servant of his, that I want to give this dust to Guru Maharaj. That time, because they have to protect Guru Maharaj, and I was new that time, so they said, no, you can't give now, we'll see later. And Guru Maharaj was so far, he did not even see me, and he just told one, oh, call that girl, she's got the dust of the hooves of cows of Vraja. And I'm like, how did Guru Maharaj even come to know about that? He didn't even see me, he didn't listen to me, how is that even possible? And then my hands were just shaking. It was winter time. He picked up his cap and he was showing, put it here. And I mean, I was very small that time and my hands were shaking and I'm applying it here. I can't even explain how I felt that time. I mean, there are so many memories of Guru Maharaj. Once we were cooking in Radha Parthasarathi, my mother was cooking. Guru Maharaj was going from there. So we were inside, Mama was inside the kitchen.
Lunch. And Shelby, I was saying, Guru Maharaj, I'm putting my all love here, remember? And he says, no. Jai Guru Maharaj. I'm Anuttama Anuradha Devi Dasi, mother of Vrasevini Vrinda Devi Dasi. I'm just continuing in between. That time we were cooking for Guru Maharaj and packing his tiffin. He was just about to leave for Mayapur, right, yes. And then I was saying, Guru Maharaj, I'm packing all my love. When you open the tiffin, the love, you see the love. And then all of a sudden Guru Maharaj came out of his room and said, knock, with a stick. And, oh, Guru Maharaj is going. Then I ran, and what happened? Everybody was there. When Guru Maharaj is there, the whole crowd, whole world is around. And Guru Maharaj went inside the lift. Everybody ran, and I was the last one. And I thought, I missed the opportunity to see Guru Maharaj from here. Then on the lift, Guru Maharaj said, Anuradha. And I was, oh, Guru Maharaj. Everybody looking at me, who is Anuradha? So, we were nothing. Nobody knows us. We have no, what we say, we have no pay.
I mean, we were just like orphans when Guru Maharaj gave us an identity. He became our
Yes.
father. Like,
He's
we were alone
given
in this
us
material
name.
world. But
He's the only one. Now we are not, and now we came to know when Guru Maharaj came here and that vibrations in his house.
No, his house.
In his house. And we came to know, I mean, no words. The vibrations, and this is my goosebumps, because Guru Maharaj is Guru Maharaj. No words for him. He knows everything. He's so humble. He's so humble. Yesterday night, when we went down,
yeah, I shared the same thing.
so all the memories are same. We are.
But really, I could never even think that in this life I'll get a father like Guru Maharaj. But yeah, he just changed our life. We were completely orphan, and I don't know. He gave us an aim to live, the meaning of life, everything we got from him. He's such a big inspiration for people like us. And we don't really do anything, and he's completely above the bodily level. He'll not think of his. We get a small cut. We say, "Oh, it's paining," and his whole body. There's no part of his body there is no pain, but he's still. Yesterday he said, in the class, that okay, keep serving Krishna whole day, so there's no chance of Maya. And we whole day we are in Maya. We just find 1 hour, 30 minutes that okay, this time we'll serve him. And Guru Maharaj, whole day he is in the service of Krishna. So that's our aim of life, that all of us should be engaged completely in Krishna's service and yeah, get Krishna Prem, the ultimate goal of our life. Yeah.
That's the last class Guru was saying, please prepare, we all have to go to Godhead. If you people don't listen, then I have to take birth again and again.
He said that Vrindavan is a tapobhumi. We are here for doing tap and for tapasya. And he said that this is Kali Yuga. The main tapasya is that we read Prabhupada books. He knows, no? His kids are so naughty, they won't do anything. Tapasya is not their cup of tea. But yeah, at least read Prabhupada books, that is the main thing. And then because death can come anytime. Anytime we have to be prepared for the exam.
That's true.
And that's our preparation. Like in our board exams, we say no, read NCERT. NCERT is the Bible. Similarly, for this exam, Prabhupada books are our Bible. We have to complete them.
See, as Prabhupada also told, this world is not good for gentlemen. You have to. We know we are not gentlemen, but we have.
But yeah, we have to. I mean, it should be a goal of life that this birth only, not in the coming births. This birth, go back to Godhead, get Krishna Prem, and get His service.
And we see Guru Maharaj is suffering a lot. I pray to all and myself, because I am the worst person. We should follow all the 4 principles so that he will not suffer. He is suffering a lot, all because of us. And he's so merciful, so merciful. We all are making him suffer. I'm the both of us are the. It's so nice, so nice.
Mataji, can you tell us your moments for initiation? If you have interview, how was your initiation with Guru Maharaj?
We were in Delhi and we want both of us, same. We were in Delhi and 4 years back we want initiation. But we have not finished that first canto of Bhagavad Gita.
Bhagavatam.
Madhavkant Prabhu told you cannot. We went inside the room of Guru Maharaj, we were crying like anything. Guru Maharaj said, don't cry. Next month, don't cry. Next month I'll give you Diksha online. And COVID came and we came to Vrindavan. Blessing of COVID. And we came to, and there was a Zoom meeting going on with Guru Maharaj is coming to each and every house. Then he said, Vrinda, you are in Vrindavan? Oh, Vrindavan. And have you taken initiation? You remember. See, there are so many cases, but you know each and every name and each and, have you taken initiation? No. Didn't talk to the head of this Namat and enroll your name. I'll give you the initiation. We were crying like anything. How he knows about everything. 1 month has passed and he knows that thing that we have not taken. He said we were crying that day. And then we talked in Namahat, Mukund Vasudev Prabhu. And he talked in Mayapur. They have taken our online interview. And we got an initiation with Chennai group, right? Guru Maharaj was giving initiation in Chennai, and we got chance with the mercy of Guru Maharaj to for the initiation. And that's how we got the name and our identity. And
Some more memories with Guru Maharaj, Mataji.
she must have shared everything, I know, because
No, there are endless memories, what to share, what not to share.
and
Everything you should share because this is for preserving Guru Maharaj's glory.
I mean, words will, time will fall short, words will fall short if I share all the memories, but yeah. Memories what we can't even forget Guru Maharaj, how to remember him.
yesterday also, you see.
I mean, I'm still thinking that today Guru Maharaj will go, how will I even feel in this house, how will I live here?
And yesterday I went to see the Guru Maharaj, your husband is not well because of me, I disturbed you. Look
He
at
knows
him.
everything.
He's so humble. He knows everything. I've not told him. And you know, day before yesterday, I was crying because he was not well. And Guru Maharaj was in the car, and I was outside the car, very far away from him. And I was crying because I was not serving. I think with Guru Maharaj because I was, and I want to do this, that. And I was crying, Guru Maharaj, what do I do? I want to serve Krishna and you, and he's not well, and my life. I want to do this. You are here, and what do I do? I was looking at him like this, and he was looking at me, and then all of a sudden he turned his and looking at the house. Then he looked at me. I don't know what. And after some time, when he went inside the room, somebody came and said, "This is Guru Maharaj's garland. Make your husband wear." And after wearing that garland, he's getting better day by day. What all I no words. I have not said anything to Guru Maharaj. I have not told him that he is not well. He reciprocates in as we. I've heard that God reciprocate. If you talk to him, you should talk to him from your inner heart, your eyes. But this thing I've felt and I realized and I've seen in this Kali Yuga. See, Krishna is here. Lord Chaitanya is here. Guru Maharaj. He was in the car only. I have not told him. He was looking like me. I was looking at him. And somebody came and then gave me the garland of Guru Maharaj. What else? This means he knows everything. There's no need to sit. And God reciprocate. Guru Maharaj is himself is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he reciprocate. But we should connect to him. We should have that inner connection. I'm thinking yesterday night when Guru Maharaj will go. Guru Maharaj said, you have my archive. I'm always with you with my archive. Keep that archive on your phone. And I realized Guru Maharaj is for all, not for us. Everybody should get. Yes, I was so mean that time. I was crying, Guru Maharaj, please don't go. I don't know. Then everybody should have that mercy. He is for all. As Krishna is for all, Gopi is for all world. Not for, see, even Radharani sacrificed that time. When Krishna, if she says Krishna don't go, Krishna could have, but she knows Krishna is for all. And we should, that's why I was telling Vrinda, Guru Maharaj is not for us. We should have this connection with him. Even though he's in Mayapur, he's in America, he's in Bangladesh, wherever, we should connect with him by following the 4 principles and from the heart, from the inners. That's what I think. Isn't it?
Yes, absolutely.
He closes his eyes, you close your eyes, you feel Guru Maharaj. And then definitely goes to Guru Maharaj.
I will.
That's what I want to say.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jai Guru Maharaj.